Hey folks, Dadazoid Derek here. I'm going to be talking about sex and sober sex, having sex after addiction. It comes up in many forms for a lot of people. Let's figure out why people do sex and drugs to begin with. Okay, so a lot of times it can increase sexual pleasure and can increase performance. So if you're a piggy ass bottom that loves taking it up the ass, you do some meth, you can take so much more up the ass for so much longer. And that part becomes addictive itself. So you got the addiction of the sex being so good and the drugs being good. So it becomes this like, yeah, it's something. So now you've got these performance things that you used to be able to do things you never thought you could, do things you never thought you would. And during sex, it lowers your inhibitions. It becomes this like playground of just filth, which is fine, like, you know, if that's your thing, but that's not my thing anymore. A lot of people it is, and it's yeah, it becomes something. So people become these superhuman sex robots for years at a time, and when they try to have sex sober, they're so anxious about performing and about actually having to be present and initiate with the person, engage with the person for the most part, right? Like, you have to be there. You can't just sort of fucking not show up, so to say. Meth allowed you to just sort of tune in and tune out and just fucking do whatever, right? As I said, it lowered your inhibitions. Now you're not high and you have to have sex. And so there is a few people I know who haven't had sex in years because they're so frightened by sober sex. They don't know if they can get hard. They don't know if they can take it in the ass. They don't know if people will like them. They have body confidence issues now, and they have all these other issues that come along with stopping doing drugs. And you ask yourself, why would I want to stop doing drugs if it can make sex this good? Well, it's habit forming, first of all. It's not good for your health, okay? I said, so like 36-hour fuckfest can go by and you can't come. I remember plenty of times where I just couldn't come. And it was so unsatisfying in that way. It was kind of like, so some people didn't care about coming. They just wanted the journey. So 36 hours of getting drilled or drilling people, whatever, is your journey. And so what if you can't come? But if you do ever eventually come, you're so dehydrated. It's just a little fucking driblet that comes at the top, and it's just orgasms were not satisfying. That's eventually what made it part of it for me. I had to remind myself of that. And so now you got these guys who are, or people that don't know how to have sex sober. And you try and assure them like everything is going to be okay, but you can only assure people so much. They have to believe it themselves, right? And it becomes very difficult conversation. People come a lot of people want to have sex. Sex is extremely important. But people have this now, and have this thing in their head that the best sex of their lives that they remember is high, so they don't know how they're ever going to top that. It's a slow process. A friend of mine is getting to the process now where sober sex is getting better and better. Like, to me, I fuck harder, I can stay hard longer, and I'm much more in tune. It's about the orgasms. I actually have orgasms. I have really great orgasms, for fuck's sakes. My sex life is so much better now than it ever was when I was high. And you know, the other thing is, when you're fucking high, like, I would say 36 hours fuck session. Okay, yes, 36 hours you're over at the person's house kind of fucking. Most of the time just flailing in between, or just like doing stupid things like fixating on your phone for like 3 hours and then getting fucked for 10 minutes and then back to your phone for an hour. It's a mess. So now I'm actually in the present in the situation. So I'm over at Buddy's house for like 3-4 hours, and it's magnificent. It's great. We are in contact. We are intimate. We are with each other, and there's connectivity that you don't have from chemsex. As said, the everything becomes much better. Like the sex is a lot better now. It really is. It doesn't last as long, but it's a lot better. It's a lot more satisfying. Puts me at home with a smile. Like I don't remember the last time I had sex and I was just like unsatisfied. Like that happened a lot to me on meth. I would have sex and I would just be unsatisfied. I would want more and more and more and more, and it ain't fun. Put it that way. I didn't like it. It was yeah. It's it becomes taxing at the end. So when it comes down to it, these friends of mine are trying to get, it gets better. Sober sex gets better. It gets great. It gets so much better than chem sex ever did. But you have to try. You just got to get in there and try with someone you're comfortable with. I always thank God in queer culture, like, you know, we fuck our friends a lot of times. Like my 3 closest friends, yeah, I fuck all the time, but they're my 3 closest friends, and like it's totally okay. In the straight world, I'm not too sure how that works as much, excuse me. And so whatever you need to do, just get out there. Sex is so important. It's so important for our psyche if you want to have it. If you don't want to have sex, that's its own thing, right? Like, you don't have to have sex. Nobody has to do anything. Just be careful. Love yourself. If you're in this situation, just love yourself. It'll happen. Slowly but surely, it'll happen. You'll find people that you connect with that excite you. And it's when you have that connection with someone, it's good. It's really good. Enjoy it for what it is. It might be a one-night stand. It might be an ongoing friends with benefits. It might be a relationship. Who knows? But just enjoy your life. Enjoy sex. Sex is wonderful. Sex is absolutely amazing. If you do it right, you get it done right to you, and you're with someone that actually gives a shit about who you are, it's great, especially when you have the connective moments. So yeah, it is possible to have sex after addiction, and it's really possible to have good sex after addiction. So don't give up hope if you're in that situation, okay? It comes along. Okay, bye. Love you.